So, as a bit of a background, it was announced that Disney were going to be giving quite a large amount of money to the BBC, who make Doctor Who, because they wanted rights to stream it, basically. And it was a lot of money. And it enabled Doctor Who to be able to do a lot more stuff, like increase their budgets, essentially, because they were being funded. Now, what a lot of people that support the new Doctor Who have been throwing out and against anyone that critiques it, is that Disney doesn't have any influence on it. They don't have any influence at all. Now, that's categorically wrong, actually. Disney has quite a large creative influence on Doctor Who, so much so that Disney is currently doing test screenings for Doctor Who, and Russell T Davies is making amendments based on their notes. Now, that is full creative influence. And it was inevitable anyway, but I guess this video realistically is for the naysayers that try to claim that Doctor Who isn't now being controlled by Disney. They do have some creative influence and some creative control. They categorically do, from the horse's mouth himself. So we have some statements here from Russell T Davies, speaking on Doctor Who Unleashed. So says about Disney, because they added a whole scene just because Disney interjected. Disney always tests the first episode, and they tested this, and people wanted to see the Doctor earlier. Simple as that. They came back with that note, and I was like, well, actually, okay, who doesn't want to see Ncuti?
Everybody.
So they tested something. Disney is running tests on a show they apparently don't have any creative say over. So they're running tests to their audience, right? Getting feedback. Sounds a lot like a studio having major influence here, doesn't it? So I thought we'd cover this because it just goes to show, I guess, the sort of denigration of Doctor Who overall. So it's more about Disney getting their grubby mitts on it. And you know what? I think you can really see it with this current season now, because Disney's fully bought into ESG and DEI. And what happens with this season? Full blown, or from the specials anyway, DEI and ESG, just out the fucking wazoo. So some of that money that the BBC got, I absolutely unequivocally believe would be DEI and ESG money. Thoughts?
I'm not surprised. Isn't Disney also heavily into Red Wolf as well?
Yeah.
So I mean, none of this is surprising to me. I'm very tired of. I'm very tired of this in every form of entertainment. But look, there was no other direction for Doctor Who to go. They'd already leaned too far into it. It's not like the BBC wasn't heavily invested in this to begin with. So, we get Ncuti sooner because Disney wanted it to be so. And I think, this is also a factor in getting the Doctor on Disney Plus. So, I mean, I don't want any of this, but as I keep saying week to week, Doctor Who's dead. Dead. It's been dead for a long time. They killed it. Star Wars is dead. It's been dead for a long time. They killed it. Star Trek is dead. It's been dead for a long time. They killed it. So right now, you guys are, if you're still watching this stuff, you're watching the zombies version of this, or these spectral images of something that looks somewhat like the thing that you used to love, only it's been perverted by all kinds of things.
Yeah. I mean, I just think I don't think there's been a more egregious example of Disney taking something over and an immediate flip. Like, they had some stuff previously, of course, but the moment they get their hands on it, I mean, it went absolutely balls to the wall. It really did. Like, it really went balls to the wall. I mean, literally first anniversary, like, male presenting pronoun alien talking nonsense. I mean, it was just absolutely out the fucking wazoo. It was crazy. You know, it's like someone had a brain hemorrhage on the writers' room and just spewed out a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
So I thought this was funny because, again, all of the naysayers there, all of the naysayers that are like, oh no, you know, Disney, what you're talking about, it's not Disney, it's not Disney's Doctor Who. Yes, it absolutely is Disney's Doctor Who. Unequivocally.
Well, you know, there's it's not just that, because only yesterday there was a report coming out from the Society of Comment. Wait, I have it here because I'm doing a video on it. It was an organization, a British organization called the Campaign for Common Sense, that accused the BBC of political bias and for being in breach of their own impartiality rules. Because I think that BBC has the same problem as Disney, that you have people working inside the company who are so incredibly woke that they don't even know how out of touch they are with people at large. Because from their point of view, what they're saying is just fact, it's just reality as they see it, because they're asleep and they live in a dream world. And you have people like that working in BBC, and you have people like that in Disney. And then the two of them get together. And what happens when activists and extremists meet? Oh, they egg each other on, and they drive themselves more extreme. I think that's what happened here. I mean, did they get some ESG money? Well, here's the thing to understand with ESG money. It's not necessarily that you get like an ESG scholarship. Typically, it is the standard credit lines that now have ESG requirements attached to them. But in this particular case, it is the Disney Corporation that is co-producing Doctor Who, and that means that they are funding it. And Disney's money comes from credit lines, which means that indirectly it is ESG money. But I think that this is just a matter of, here you have two woker than woke corporations working together, and disaster happens. Which doesn't, again, for Doctor Who fans, it's the same end result. Doctor Who is already over. I don't know at exactly what point the end, you can draw the line and say this is where it ended. I'm not that big a fan that I can do that, but that is multiple seasons in the past. That is for certain. By now, it's been completely and utterly hijacked. And what you're watching is no longer Doctor Who, it's Dr. Ideopolitical propaganda. And David Tennant, of course, is guilty of that. And the big red flag for me was his returning. The moment that I saw at the end of like the previous special with like bag lady Doctor Who transforming into him, I was like, uh-oh, there's a bait and switch if I ever saw one. Because that dude is woker than woke.
Yeah.
Well, Jasper's got the right idea. Jasper's got the right idea. Get me off this clown world.
Well, dare, oh dare.
Yeah.
Well, there we go, guys. There we go. Clown World merch coming back very, very soon as well, at a better price and better shipping